Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback, Southern California.
There he is, a Detroit cheer for Caleb Williams. Hugging his family, and he is the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Kid who went from Oklahoma to USC when his coach Lincoln Riley went there. Followed him to USC, immediately won a Heisman Trophy this past year. Wasn't the way he wanted it to go in terms of wins and losses and things of that nature. But his talent is undeniable. And Bears fans, yes, he's about to put a Bears hat on and introduce himself to the world and head to Michigan.
He might not have ran a 40 in Indy, but he's running one here. I mean, he is flying up there. He's excited to get this journey started.
When you see all the things that come with Caleb Williams, people have talked about the nail polish and the flair that he, the way that he dresses, and he makes so much money in NIL. I can tell you from experience, this guy has a competitive fire in his eyes. And ever since I talked with him as a true freshman when he was at Oklahoma, this is what he has been dreaming of. Not only this moment, but being the #1 pick. This has been his goal. He wants to go to an organization, and as he told me, change the culture. He wants to be that engine for the Chicago Bears.
Do you remember the name Johnny Lujak at all? Johnny Lujak was the last great quarterback. Excuse me, Sid Luckman. That's the name. The last great quarterback the Bears had that was consistent. Sid Luckman. You got to go back a long way for that. They thought they had it in Jim McMahon. It didn't happen except for one season when they won the Super Bowl. They thought they were going to get the long-term run. This is where they think the long-term run starts here with Caleb Williams.
When I asked the guys in their personnel department, what did you learn about Caleb Williams from the end of the season to when you really got to spend time with him to now? And they said a couple things. Number one, we talked to all of his teammates at Oklahoma and at USC, and they love him.
That's right.
That was the first thing. The second thing was, I don't know if anybody's had more noise and more chaos around him, more negative attention. And he was so steely focused. He did not get sidetracked. It didn't even bother him. He just powered right through it. Kind of ironic that his career begins getting booed by 150,000 people here in Detroit. He wasn't very bothered by that.
He'll get booed in Detroit often in his career.
That's true.
He might as well get used to it.
And of course, it'll be up to him to quiet the crowd, as Bears fans are hoping that he will do at the controls of an offense that has DeAndre Swift and Keenan Allen new to it. Cole Kmet, a fifth-year player at the tight end spot. As we all know, DJ Moore came in the trade last year with Carolina, and he had a terrific first season in what wound up being Justin Fields' last one in Chicago. As it's Caleb Williams, the Bears last year turning down the opportunity to turn away from Justin Fields and use the first overall pick. This year, however, they decided to write Caleb Williams' name on a card, bring the tears to the eyes of the young man who has been dreaming of this moment with his family for his entire life. And now the dream is realized. While the Washington Commanders are on the clock now, by the way, they've already been on the clock for half of their allotted 10 minutes, and they're counting that down right now. So Caleb Williams, the name that we were all expecting to hear to start this NFL draft, it is official. He is a Chicago Bear, and we welcome Kaylee Hartung to our broadcast with the first overall pick.
Caleb, there was no real element of surprise to this moment. We heard that burst of emotion when you walked onto this stage. How do you compare the reality of it to the dream you have had since you were 12 years old?
To be able to look at this crowd, dream of these moments, see many before me be in this moment, have this type of crowd. To be able to be here, it's an honor, and I'm very privileged.
Why are you the right player to change the fate of Chicago?
Because I care. I care about the community, I care about the fans, I care about winning games, I care about my teammates and their families, the coaches, the custodians, all the people around the facility, just overall holistic, caring about the Chicago Bears.
They're going to care about you. Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you. Thank you. The Bears.
So Caleb Williams now heading off stage, and he'll head